Hey guys, so I wanted to make a quick video on my new holster setup. I am switching over from a Blackhawk setup, which I'll move some things around here. A lot of people are familiar with the little Serpa paddle holsters, and then my duty holster was this level 3 Blackhawk holster with the thumb brake and the paddle. So anyways, I moved to a light bearing holster setup because I stuck a light, and that's the Surefire 300 on there. And anyway, so when I was buying stuff on Amazon and ordering things, I was kind of frustrated with a lot of the pictures that I was seeing on Amazon. Some of the descriptions and some of the reviews are not very good. So I wanted to give you a full view and get to see all the angles and how everything goes together of this new system that I put together, and I think this is a pretty slick way to do it. My purposes are for regular kind of range use and then also law enforcement. So if you're in armed security or something like that, you'll be more familiar with the duty type holsters. Anyway, so let's get over to the new stuff. So and just before we even get into it, the gun is clear. I don't know if the video shows down there. So gun's clear. We'll just be using it to show how the holster works and all that good stuff. So anyways, this is the new duty holster that I ordered. And according to the packaging, this is an ALS mid-ride level 3. So it's level 3 because it has this hood on it. So you have to break that with your thumb, and then there's the release right here, which is that interlock, and that's what snaps in. There's also these come standard with a little hood right here. I found it to be kind of obnoxious and just more in the way than anything, but that does come on there. So that'll be the duty holster. And then for regular range type activity, if I'm not working or needing that extra level of retention, I went with this guy. And this holster is the, sorry, I have the model number, is the Safariland 7378, and this is for a Glock 22 and light bearing. So, as I said, some of the reviews were questionable as far as what lights work. The TLR is a little bit shorter if you're going that way with your light, so it'll definitely work in this, but there's a little bit more play. So I want to show you some of the things that I found out as I was putting this together. The other big change that I made on my duty belt was the quick release system, or I guess it's called the quick attachment holster system. So this is what the box looks like. And this is the pack that came with both the male and female receiver. So I ordered a couple of these, and I'll show you why. So on the back of this, you can see I have added on that quick flex system here. This is the male end. And if we look over here, this is another part that Safariland sells, and it's for more your casual regular belt. Obviously a duty belt's not going to fit in there, but it's great for if you're wearing it off duty or at the range, or in a more casual setting. And the way that works is you put your belt through there. We have both the male and female sides, and it just slides in, and you get your click, maybe. There we go. It gets the click in, and then you're on your belt, and there's your holster. So that's how that works. And to release it, you can see down here, you just push on these guys, and then the holster will come loose from the actual belt adapter here. So we slide those out, and we have our two pieces. So the neat thing about this quick flex system is I also have it over on my duty Safariland piece here, and the difference here is it rides a little bit lower. It's set up for a full duty belt, but the great thing is regardless of what holster I have, as long as it has this male side adapter, it can do the same thing where it just sucks back in and you're good to go. So likewise, if I wanted to use my level 3 retention holster but didn't want to wear my full duty belt, I could go back with this original guy. I think this piece was about $15, and throw this on there. And so either holster, and it's really quick. It's actually really nice if you're driving in your car as well and you don't want to have it on your belt. There's some other neat applications which I haven't considered or I haven't built yet, but I'm considering something under my front seat of my car, and even some places around my house where I just have a couple of these female adapters set up to where I can lock a holster in. So that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think, the Quick Flex system comes with a bunch of adapters and pieces. Hopefully you can see some of those, but these are all kind of the standard. Safariland's done a really good job of making all their adapters and the places where things line up very universal. The only thing that comes with this Quick Flex system, you can see where there's some longer and some stubbier adapters in here. And then I'm going to show one other thing here that comes with the packet are these guys. And hopefully that focuses okay. Maybe not. But this is what you would use on a piece of Safariland equipment of the holster that is not set up to receive that screw. So I'll show an example of that on this guy right here. So this is the one for the more casual wear. You can see the backs of them, and these were actually the bigger 3 that came with it. There's 1, 2, and 3. So you dump those in there on this female side, and then this little belt adapter is able to screw on there. And you can see I've canted it a little bit. It gives you some options if you want to wear it forward or back a little bit. So one thing I found though is that the retention is excellent for these. I was a little bit worried when I ordered them. They look much smaller and flimsier than they are, but they're actually very solid. I can't remember the actual name of the test that Safariland calls it, but there's a test as far as somebody yanking on it, and apparently it passes that test. But it's very heavy duty, very sturdy, it works really well. And so I've been very happy with it so far. So yeah, that's about it as far as this whole holster system. It's really pretty slick. I think so anyways, as far as being able to switch between your duty belt or regular belt. If you're on the range, whatever you're doing, it works really fast. And if you've ever had to move around belts on your duty or holsters on your duty belt, you know it's a huge pain. So here's mine. But usually you have a bunch of crap like your handcuffs and all that type of stuff in your way. So with this, it's really nice. You can just thread it on here. And the cool part about it is now once you have this on your duty belt, you're really good to go. Whether you want to keep your holster on there or not, or again use either of the holsters. But I think that gives a pretty clear picture. Also, they make a bunch more of these adapters here. So if you want to wear a thigh rig, or they make like a lower ride one as well, which I know some people have tried out and they seem to like those. I don't know how comfortable it is to drive with it on, but they make a bunch of adapters like that. So yeah, I'll throw links to all the products here. You can see that if you read some of the reviews, the light here, the 300, the Surefire, it definitely fits in this holster, which is one thing I was concerned about when I ordered it, because there were some mixed reviews. But overall, this holster is pretty solid. It is bulky and it sticks out quite a bit. So especially going from that little paddle holster, this guy, I mean, you can tell pretty significant size difference. However, there's some advantages there as far as some retention and overall protection of your firearm. But this seems to be a pretty solid holster. A little bit of play in there. You can kind of hear it just a little bit. So I'd imagine with the TLR, because it's a little bit of a shorter light, there'll actually be a little bit more play. But overall, very good. And with this one, if I didn't show it already, there's the same thumb brake. So the nice thing is between your two, if you're using a duty holster and a level 2 holster, you're very familiar with that thumb brake. And I think that's about it. So all the kits, everything I ordered, whether it was the holster or the adapters, came with a ton of extra hardware as well as an Allen wrench on every one of them. So you're very unlikely to run out of those. One other thing I did want to show that came with this holster right here, and this was also a little bit confusing with some of the pictures as far as what it comes with, because they don't do a very good job of showing this back side here. But let me grab that. So with that one, it comes with this installed, and this is inside the waistband. So the way that it works is instead of this quick adapter here, this guy's on here. It clips on there, and then that way if you need to throw it on real quick, you can throw this in your pants, and this sticks on the outside. And then there's also a little clip in here that you have to take off in order to do the quick attachment adapter. But that's how it comes standard. So if you like that kind of paddle holster thing, you know, it comes with it. The other thing that it comes with, and almost why I almost didn't need to order this, even though I do prefer it over the one that came with it, is this guy. So this guy also comes with this holster. And so if you take off this paddle holster, then you can use this guy instead. And this is much more suited for a regular size belt if you're going to go with something like this size, for example. There's a little bit of play in there, but not much. And if you're wearing it, it's really not going to move around. This is a pretty cool little piece here. I like, where'd it go? I like this guy because it's actually a little bit contoured. So you can see there's a bit of a curve. And so there's more room for your belt to get through. Whereas if you look at this guy, it's almost straight, it's almost a flat piece. One cool thing about this though, when I was playing with it, is it obviously has all the adapters as far as where you want to mount it and if you want to cant it at all. But it actually has quite a bit of flex in it. It's almost like a kind of a rubbery type plastic material. So it was comfortable to wear, but I definitely prefer this little adapter here as far as that replacement for the little paddle holster. So yeah, that was everything that came with it. So far everything's been really solid. The transition from the Blackhawk has been pretty smooth. They're both pretty fantastic systems as far as retention goes. But yeah, I think that shows just about everything. So thanks for watching, and again, I'll link all the gear that I bought and in the comments or in the video, and leave a comment if you have questions. Thanks.